Greetings, residents. Welcome to another one of our front porch chats. And today I'm really fortunate to have with me, Donna Lenhart, who is the president of our Friends of Cornwall. And we'll be chatting a little bit about Cornwall and the Friends of Cornwall and programs that actually we've been talking about for some time, haven't we,
Yes,
Donna?
we have.
So Donna also is works with us and leads up our senior program in Town Hall and the town of Wappinger. So, she splits her time, with the seniors during the weekdays and at nights and weekends, the Friends of Cornwall, which we've actually, with Donna's leadership and that of the members, reinvigorated, and hopefully now we can, continue on getting the plans that have been around for a while, and I think Donna's leadership with that has taken what had been kind of a moribund, dead organization, wasn't doing anything, and has brought new life back to it with my full support and that of the town board. So, Donna, why don't you just briefly summarize a little bit what Friends of Cornwall is, and what is the organizational structure, and maybe what are the needs that you have from a membership point of view. Then we'll talk about plans a little bit later.
Okay, well, Friends of Cornwall was formed kind of ad hoc, probably 1999-2000. We're having trouble coming up with the records, but around that time frame. And it was just as it is now, it was a group of concerned citizens who loved the park and wanted to see good things happen here. It kind of fell apart over the years, and we're trying to rebuild it now. We're becoming more active. Our bylaws state that we meet quarterly, but we're meeting monthly because we have a renewed interest in the park. And so we have, membership is kind of small right now. We're trying to do a lot of outreach. We're building a beautiful new website. We are now on different social media platforms, getting the word out about us and about this park.
Right.
And so we're seeing, which is wonderful, a renewed interest in the park.
Is there a membership application? Is there a process? And maybe describe that, what people, our residents, can do who would like to participate.
There is a membership application. We never required annual dues, but since we are now beginning to expend funds, like on the website and getting some things printed, banners and such, we need to have money coming in. So there are membership fees now for seniors and for kids under 21. It's $15 a year. And so there's a family membership, which is $40, and then I think we have a $100 membership for corporations.
Okay.
So just to start bringing some revenue in, because we do need revenue in order to beautify the grounds. So
your existing revenue, existing monies, is actually as a result of donations. And I think a major portion, if not most of it, was from Alex Reese and his family.
Yes.
And that was a number of years ago.
Right.
But that's something that the Friends of Cornwall can use, based on the beautification efforts. Now, if it requires some structural or permanent, capital change, the town board still needs to be involved in it, since we own the property, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
and that's the thing, is we very much want to be partners with the town. We know we can't do this alone.
Right.
And I'm happy to say that Alex Reese did attend our last meeting, and he's glad to see us becoming reinvigorated, and he's going to start joining us. So we're happy about that, but we do know that this is a huge, it's almost a 100-acre park. We can't do it alone. So we are looking for members. We are a board of 7 positions. Right now we only have 4 of them filled, and we're looking for 3 new board members. We are in the process of transitioning our treasurer, who has moved out of state, and she also wants to transition out. We are very close to getting a new treasurer locally, and then we really need to fill those 3 board seats, and then people involved
Yeah.
and wanting to volunteer.
So, when we're talking about Alex Reese, he owns and his family own Ober Creek Farms down the road from us, down Wheeler Hill. And he's been really, his family actually once lived here, owned, one of the relatives owned this, the mansion, building when it was first established in the 1800s. So he's really been enthusiastic. Of course, Cornwall was the reason that I ran and still am involved here in the town to try to beautify it. We've had some challenges, but now I think, keep my fingers crossed, the town board is, fully supportive of doing, more. I know that Councilman Casella has attended, some meetings as with others.
He's attended every one so far this year.
Yeah. So on Monday's board agenda, that's the 10th, we're going to be having a proposal by Steve Frazier to redo the roof here, which actually was damaged significantly during the storm of May of 2018, and then some other storms since that. We got a lot of wind up here.
Yeah, we do.
So, beautification is a key aspect of it. We're in the process of cleaning up the grounds, and particularly the entranceway here in front of the admin building. So why don't you describe, and also it's a good chance for volunteers, Arbor Day and some of the plans that have been on paper for a while, and now we want to really get back, not on paper, transfer it into real action.
Well, we do have an Earth Day cleanup coming on Saturday, the 22nd of April. We're going to be here from 9 a.m. to noon, and what we're going to be doing, our plans are to rake out the gardens. We have existing gardens which are very much overgrown because of a lack of manpower, quite honestly. And then we're going to be, we have a daisy troop coming, which is pre-brownies.
Yes.
And they're going to be painting our birdhouses for us and a bench that's out front. And then a lot of the trees, our conservation chair, which is my husband Bill, we walk the property and we've seen a lot of the trees, many of them being strangled, literally strangled by vines. So a lot of folks are going to be coming, hopefully, and cutting the vines. We're not going to be pulling them out of the trees because that'll damage the trees.
We just cut them first.
Just cut them. And so that's the kind of thing we're hoping to do on the 22nd. Also, just our plans for the property is just beautify the grounds and also create some areas of visual interest. On the way in, on the driveway in, there are the Stations of the Cross.
Yep.
And we're hoping to get COSM involved.
Yes, well, they've offered their help, so I know that Brian James and the whole group, Alex and Allison there are very much enthusiastic about doing that as well.
Wonderful, yeah.
And we do have some dead trees. Steve, I just met with Steve Frazier this morning, and before I met with him, one of the Baisley family members who has a landscaping company is going to help take down some of the trees, and then Steve will do some of the others. But they've been there for a while, and we've been pushing to get that done. So that's great.
Some of them are huge.
But the plans, really, it's what, describe the buildings, what you want to, look at.
What we would like to see done, the chapel, my two favorite buildings are the little ice house over there and the carriage house. Those are my personal two favorites. They both are in various states of disrepair. And the carriage house, we've had a lot of interest in the past. I worked for the town for 12 years. We've had a lot of interest in the past from various people who wanted to rent space here. We've had interest in renting the carriage house for bands because of the acoustics. They wanted to rehearse here, maybe have concerts there. We've had interest in renting the chapel for weddings and for concerts, poetry readings. Hayden has done poetry readings there.
And he really wants to bring it back.
The carriage house right now, or the chapel, I'm sorry, has been deemed uninhabitable because of just the inside of the building and the state it's in. So getting that building back to where it should be so that we can rent it and bring in revenue for the town. Friends of Cornwall would not receive the revenue.
No.
The town would. But in order to do that, we have to work with the town and make sure things happen.
I mean, what I envision is where there is revenue, of course, it goes into a town budget line, but then that should be used exclusively for Carnwath.
Yes.
And, the Friends of Carnwath and others, can help administer it. Part of the thing that we want to do with respects to some of these buildings, is actually better secure them. We've had in, recent months, some individuals that may have gotten in there. There's signs of a party and other, perhaps destructive work that's been done. We are putting an end to that, and we want to make sure that this is really a nice, clean environment that people can come and participate at all levels, right? And we have a little tea house there, that my in the garden, house right down there. And my wife would like to see, do tea ceremonies, there. So a lot of plus things, that are going on that we've talked about for a while, but thanks to Donna and her leadership, we're finally getting some push with respect to that, activity. So, again, what's the website that is being built? www.friendsofcarnwath?
friendsofcarnwath.org. It's not live yet, but probably by the end of April it will be. It's going to be a beautiful website, very informative. You can find the membership form there, and also we're going to start tabling at every event that we can find in the area, and we'll have the membership forms there as well.
And before then, if you want, come on into Town Hall. You can come to the Supervisor's office. My office will print out some registration forms, membership forms, and you can just come ask Maria for it, or if you're down at the east end of the building, visit Donna in the Senior Center area. And so we really look forward to you coming out, enjoying the park, of course. We're now in our spring weather, which is beautiful for the flora and fauna. We have a tremendous variety of flowers, trees, of birds. Donna and her husband and many of us, love to do bird watching, and so the migratory birds that come here are amazing. So please, come on out and enjoy your park. This is your park, and just. Before I end, just one reminder is on the Saturday the 15th, there's two town events. One is the Joe Ennisser Memorial 5K walk run, and that's over at the rail trail, is the Van Wyck parking entrance, to the trail, and that registration can be done online, but also live at 7 o'clock, and then we'll have the runoff, shortly after that. Donations, sponsors are still being welcomed, and then the second event a little bit later in the morning will be the opening of baseball, Little League, season out at our Robinson Lane Parks. That information can be found on our recreation website, which is myrec.com, www.myrec.com, as I recall. So please, a lot to do, a lot to continue to do. Later on, we'll, not today, we'll talk about the Spring Crafts Fair and some other events that are happening. But thank you, Donna, for all you're doing, for the town. It's really a breath of fresh air, and I really welcome it and have encouraged and supported this. So, everyone, please have a happy Easter weekend for the Christian Easter weekend, and then we'll be seeing the Orthodox Easter a little bit later. So until soon, please stay safe and remain well. Thank you.